Hello, hello. I will wait a few minutes while people come on. And I try to. Sorry, I probably didn't announce myself. Hello, folks. I'm glad you guys came on. Sorry I didn't get on sooner. There's a lot of things that I had to take care of between a puppy and feeding people and helping Jerry back in the bedroom and just a lot of little things like that. And it takes time, and it does wear me out. But otherwise, I'm good. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Gotta wet my whistle. Like we were saying on the live today, it's been a very busy last 2 weeks, especially last Thursday and Friday, and then this past Thursday and Friday. So 2 weeks in a row with appointments. Last Thursday I had to go to Springfield. Mom was my co-pilot, and I think I said something about it last week. I don't know. I don't remember what all I said to people last week. And then Friday of last week, Jerry had appointments. And then this week, it was Thursday she had appointments. And then yesterday, Friday she had appointments. So we've been busy visiting doctors and just trying to get things straightened out with medical. Now, I will say on Jerry's part, since I don't know what all is going with mine, except for what I've already heard from one doctor. For Jerry's part, she is basically getting off the chemo, and she stopped Friday. And I will tell you this much: she has been doing a whole lot better. She's not, as she still has her pains, but she's not like groggy all the time or feeling like death warmed over. Excuse me. Yes, I am putting cream on my dry patches so I don't pick at them. So, next thing to do is once the full results are back from the radiologist or whoever looks at those things, we can decide, what our next movement is, and I'm pretty sure our next movement is no more chemo unless things, take a turn. Right now, there's no changes for good or bad. It's just neutral, which I would rather have neutral than anything else, because then it's like, okay, we can stop taking the chemo and then we can, go forward with our life and see what happens. And if there's any pain or any kind of signs of activity, we can go see our doctors. So that's where we are with Jerry. Hold on a second. I'm sorry I didn't see this flash up on my phone. Hey Jim, I'm so sorry I missed Jerry's live. Me and Dad had to go buy a dryer. All is well, Mona. I'm sorry you had to go get a dryer, but those things wear down over time anyhow. That, and we might be doing the same thing once we get to Colorado, because Mom's going to have this washer and dryer, and we're going to need a washer and dryer. So it really depends, because some of the prefab homes or trailer You want to call them trailer homes or whatever you want to call them. Some of them come with washer and dryer. Some of them don't. They just come with a basic refrigerator, stove type stuff. But everything is going well. I mean, like I just said, Jerry is no longer on chemo. Due because last time we talked to the doctor before her scans was that if these scans show no change at all, if there's no good change, bad change, you know, if there's no change, we were going to stop the chemo because the chemo is making her feel miserable, and there's no reason to be on chemo if there's no change in her cancer. There's a specific word for her cancer. It's kidney cancer of some kind. I just don't remember all the terminology. But I'm happy because that means her coming off the chemo, she's going to get better, more lively, you know. Her medication will help her become more lively because she doesn't have that chemo. And in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I do remember the doctor telling her a couple months back, or it's not too long ago. I think back in January or December, I can't remember exactly. I think it was back in December. The doctor basically said that he doesn't see any changes in her blood results and whatnot, but she wanted to go ahead and do the chemo and then go and get the MRI and nuclear bone scan and all that information said no change, we're just normal, neutral. So that's where we're at, and she's basically taking herself off chemo, which the doctor kind of said, go right ahead, is it possible that there is no progression because she has been on chemo? No. The reason why I'm saying no is because back last summer, this past summer, she was off chemo for or last year I think it was. She was off chemo for nearly 11 months, and after being off of chemo for 11 months, they did the scans and whatnot. And even back then, when they did the scans back in December, they basically said no progression, no change, no, just idle. And so she went back. This is back in December. She went back on chemo, a different type of chemo treatment, because the other treatment was causing all kinds of wounds to open up and just things to happen because of one thing or another. And the doctor basically said, since there's there's no change of any form, good or bad, that she could basically stay off chemo until just go in every 3 months or so for her scans. But Jerry decided to go on to chemo until her next set of scans, her nuclear bone scan, MRI, and something else. I can't remember what it was. Or maybe it was just the nuclear bone scan and the MRI. And that was just this past week, Thursday, Friday. And there was no change whatsoever. So the doctor basically said, you can go ahead and get off this chemo, because the chemo was basically making her life miserable, and she wanted quality, not quantity. Which that's a different argument between me and her. So I'm just like, Saturday she relaxed. This morning she got up and did her normal Saturday or Sunday morning live chat, and she was telling everybody that, I mean, even some of the people who watch her constantly and know her pretty well were like, you're doing a whole lot better. Off the chemo for 48 hours, and she's doing a whole lot better. So I am going to say that she's doing great. Let's see here. Well, that was very good news, and so happy to hear. Yeah, I'm happy to hear it too, Sheila. How do you feel about Joe? You know what? The thing is, Fiona, or Fiona's mom, it's not how I feel with her being off chemo, because I could go either way. I want her to have a better life until God decides it's time to come upstairs. Um, so I'm like the guy that sits along the sidelines and go, do the best you can. Let's get, do what you can. Not push. Don't push yourself. Just ease back into your normal, regular life. So I'm kind of like, it's her choice. I'm gonna stand beside her no matter what. So it's one of those things where it's like, hey, don't ask me because I'm happy that she's feeling better. I'm happy that she feels good enough to spend more time out in the living room and help with a lot of the stuff that needs to be done around the house, things like that. So I'm just like, her choice. I'm just gonna be there like, okay, you're doing good, you're doing okay, great. Don't push yourself. If you start to hurt, just stop, sit down, relax. You know, as long as it's not one of those situations where she's hurting so bad that she wants to go back to the hospital. Um, what do you have left to do? Well, um, hey Tina, what we have left to do is basically we need to basically get into the front room, turn it into a faux bedroom, and then go into our craft room and fix it up and make it look good and try to get whatever we pack up, whatever we can pack up into either the shed or the storage room or furnace room, whatever you want to call it. Actually, it's not even a furnace room. It's where the hot water heater is. So but yes, I've been told by a lot of people this is the time of the year to um, find your property or wherever you're going to move to and move. Um, Mom and I have talked about the realty agent who called because the realty agent was like, "How soon do you want to put your house back on the market? People are looking for houses in the price range you set." Well, the price range she said was 200,000 to 225, and I'm like, no, that's not what we said. We said 225 to 250, preferably 235 to 50. We want basically what we want in the sale of the house is not only what we put into or how much we bought the house for, but add on all the stuff that we did to the house, like new roof, new plumbing, um, new dishwasher, new microwave. There's a whole lot of stuff that we put in the last 5 years alone. That's practically new. The newest thing is the guttering. I forgot the guttering and the plumbing. So it's kind of like one of those. Yeah, we put a lot of money into this house. At least 2,000, probably more like 4 to 5,000 into the house. So it's kind of like, no, we're not selling it below 235. But not my choice. It's not my house, but it's Mom's choice. But I think Mom is in the same place I am. It's like we put a lot into this house to repair it, fix it up, and modify it, and all that fun stuff. That we kind of want the money. We want the money we put into the house into the sale, which the realty agent did not even talk about, let alone ask about what all you did to the house. She just kind of looked at the house and asked what we wanted for it, and went, I don't know if you're going to get that much, but we'll see. Um, yeah, well, she comes in this next time around. I'm going to be like, look, you didn't ask this before, so I'm going to tell you. We put in new guttering. We put in new plumbing. We put in, new this, new that, new roofing, all that stuff. We even said that we would be willing to leave our little Amish fireplace and try to put it into where the firebox is because the chimney don't work. We had to take down the chimney because whoever built the house really did a shit job. Um, but that's the thing is she ran compatibles and told us what the houses in this area were selling for, and I went okay. I went onto the computer and I ran my own comparables via. There's a website for Raw Realty, and it's basically all the realty companies putting in their information into this database so you can look at it. And there were houses that were just, it had the same number of rooms. I was looking at 5 bedrooms because technically the front room could be turned into a bedroom. I was looking at number of rooms, bathrooms, plot size, how many square foots. I was looking up all the information, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? There are houses that are either have less than we do or the same amount we do that are either more expensive or right around the asking price that we want, which was 250." So I'm like, do do these realty people think I'm not going to do my own comparison? My wife even did their own comparison and went, no, we should be getting 250 because there's a house just up the block and around the corner from us that has 5 bedroom, 2 bath, and they're asking for like three 3,025. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I know what this lady did. She came into this house. She looked around the house, saw how lived in the house is, and decided to go. Oh no, that's not worth anything. I shouldn't even have to go outside to look at how the the property and whatnot. I'm just gonna put it. I'm gonna slap a $2,000 price tag on it. No, not with me sitting in this house. Um, Let me go back and look at some of your questions. I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. Might not. Okay. Let's see here. You're rather you your realty. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. New roof isn't considered an upgrade. Well, if you knew the condition of the roofing at this house, it would be because we had to take down the chimney because the chimney itself was a fire hazard. That's one of the things that a VA said that you should not run that firebox. The firebox was rusty. The actual flute was not one straight line. It was all over the place, which made it a fire hazard. Um, but here in Missouri, our new roof is considered an upgrade because high winds from tornadic or near tornadic winds. We've had wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour. Now, that right there is strong enough to pull tiling off the roof. But unfortunately, Sheila, we were because of the contract my mom signed. In order for us to use a different realty agent and get out of contract for the house that the realty agent we use, which is Century 21, it would cost us money. It cost us a couple $1,000s. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? But I am like, okay, I'm more than willing to use Century 21, but after this one lady came through, I'm gonna be like, okay, well you're back. We're gonna get this under contract, but you need to know information you did not ask about last time, which to me throws up a red flag. Because I mean, if I was a realty agent, I'd be like, okay, anything you've done to improve the house, okay. All right. Anything that happened to the house to maybe lower its value. Okay. Had to redo the bathroom. So the bathroom is a new bathroom practically. I mean, granted, it's the same shower and same commode, but totally new cabinets. So that's kind of like okay, they replaced cabinets and they replaced the flooring and they did this and they did that, but it flooded because of roots and stuff getting clogged into the roots. So yeah, did you take care of it? Yes. Okay. How far? All the way out to the street. Okay, good. There's a lot of things that this realty agent needs to know since last time she was here, but there was a lot of things that was going on that had happened before she got here the first time. So it's like one of those, you didn't ask about anything. You didn't ask any pertinent questions about the house. All you asked about it was how much you want to sell it for, and you compared it to your database, which told you it's not worth that much. Which, huh, okay, maybe your database and my database are two different databases, but I'm using a Missouri, you know, database, for realty agent in Rolla. But you know, that and the fact that this is one of the other things that threw a red flag up. This woman wanted to spend more time talking about, you know, neighborhoods she lived in the past when she was a kid and her upcoming vacation to go to Africa on a safari and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, nobody in this house cares about your past, what you're going to do in the future. All we care about is what can you do to help us sell the house? So I just, the way I am, I guess, lady put up too many red flags, and I just kind of went, can we get a different realtor in the same company? But yeah, there are probably more than one realtor was. Yeah, that's why I kind of want to talk to a different lady instead of the same lady, because this is what happened to us. We put the house on the market last fall, basically. Lady was talking about going to Africa and, talking about stuff that had nothing to do with the house. Then she told us that the lady that was supposed to take her place was just getting back to work after having COVID. So when all the other realtors came in, that one realtor was wearing a mask, and I was just kind of like, no. I don't want to work with a realtor who, is just getting over COVID, because she probably won't bring anybody over. And that's exactly what happened, excuse me. She didn't bring anybody over to view the house. So the whole time the house was on the market back until about December, so maybe 3 months. When the realtor, our original realtor, came back from her vacation, basically, she basically came over and talked to us, and we said, we're taking the house off the market for a while so we can get it fixed up. Well, because of one thing or another, that we didn't really fix it up. I mean, there's the 2 rooms that need to be fixed up, but I've been cleaning the house, every room in this house. I have my to-do list, certain days of the week I do certain rooms. So it's just one of those kind of like, I almost want to say, hey, I know we're under contract with Century 21. Are we under contract with the same realtor, or can we change realtors or agents in the same company? Because, one, she really threw up a red flag when she started talking badly about having African American neighbors as a kid. Then the way she was talking, it was like more about her than the actual house. So I'm just, no. I want a different person. Let's see, Becky, what do you say? Okay. Hi, Becky. Let's see here. Must have missed a lot. I missed Joanne's live. Guess I'll have to catch up later. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that because her nuclear bone scan and her MRI did not show any changes, positive or negative, she's off chemo until God knows when. November and December probably aren't the best times of the year to sell a house. Yeah, well, spring's coming up. We're planning on putting the house back up either late February, early March. Let's see here. Not to change the subject, but have you been... I have not been to the pain management yet. I got a call. I do believe I have to go to my initial or first appointment is like February 24th, somewhere around there. It's on my, I don't think I wrote it down on my physical calendar, but it's in my calendar. I can go onto my portal, which is a way for Mercy clients to get in and look at their records and their schedules and test results and what medications you're still on, that kind of stuff. So I haven't been to the pain management just yet, but I do have an appointment. I'm hoping it changes my life too, Fiona, or Fiona's mom, because I don't like the idea of having pain in my shoulders, my right shoulder area, or my lower back, because the fact I've got an upcoming MRI to check my back, my lower back. They finally got that in after arguing with them. It's like, hey, look, okay, you found stuff in my shoulder, but my initial problem was in my back, my lower regions, lower back area, right above the tailbone, I think it is. Why don't you guys keep it as a rental for income? Um, well, Crafty Gypsy, me and Jay had talked about it, and I was like, yeah, you're pretty good. Pretty good. We can either rent it to a nice family, or, you know, hopefully rent it to people who will take care of it, and not destroy it and run. That was my initial fear. But then we got a lot of information from our realty agent, plus a few other reliable sources, that keeping a house as a rental, you'll not only be responsible for all the payments towards repair people who come in to do any repair, if there's a plumbing issue or electrical issue or any kind of issues. That, and with this being a college town, you'll most likely have college kids, like 3 or 4 college kids sharing the house. And if they get too rowdy and basically damage the house, that's on you. You can't sue them for it. You can't make them pay for it. That's on you. I can't afford that. I can't afford to take that risk. Um, let's see here. How did it? Oh, let's see here. Sorry, folks. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid, is not to. Right now, my pain levels are tolerable, but I know when I do something wrong, I feel that pinch or stabbing feeling because I did something the wrong way. So I'm just like, I want to get to pain and management and get it dealt with before it becomes intolerable. They do have. I was told that depending on the pain management, what the pain management people said is I can either get a ablation, which is basically burning the ends of my nerves, or cortisone shots with PT, which I'm like, whatever gets rid of the pain the fastest. Um, so yeah, um, that's the other reason why I don't want to rent, because I'll be like, I forgot how long it took us to drive from here to Colorado. Like at least a good day and a half to drive from here to Colorado. Um, Excuse me, my sinuses are slightly irritated right now. Um, I'm sorry, Crafty Gypsy. I don't understand what you're asking. Um, let's see, because pain meds. Yeah, yeah. I'm taking gabapentin right now, and the doctor wanted me to take it 3 times a day, unless it was going to cause me any problems. And I'll tell you, the first day I took it in the morning time, the rest of the day I was just kind of like, I was out of it. I was like, felt like I was stoned or something like that. I mean, No pain, but I felt like I was in a fog that I just couldn't get out of. Um, None of the procedures helped. Well, each person has a different reaction to the different methods of um, dealing with the pain, and I'm hoping I do not have surgery because I cannot, my family I should say, my family cannot afford me to be out of commission for any extent of time. Uh, yeah. Mm, yeah, I'm sorry that anybody has to have any kind of surgery on their back. Um, hey JD, I'll give you a recap in a second of what's going on. For those of you who are just coming on and did not was not here for me telling you what's going on with our medical situations. For me, I saw I went to I went to Springfield, not St. Louis. I went to Springfield and I saw the neurosurgeon there, and she had gotten all the films for my lower back, but not my upper back. But when she saw the films for my lower back, or my upper back, not my lower, my upper back is what we're talking about right now. Basically, she said I have degenerative discs. I have two of them in my neck area that are pushing into the fluid between the bone and spinal cord. I've got one area where the discs are the hole or the opening where the nerves from the spine come out, and they're getting pinched. So that's what's causing a lot of my pain. So right now I am waiting to get the MRI, not CT, I don't know why, the MRI on my lower back to see what's going on down there. I'm waiting for an appointment at towards the end of the month for pain management to see if I need ablation or cortisone shots or PT or what they think I need to do. So I've got my medical situation being handled. Right now, I'm taking gabapentin at night. I cannot take it during the daytime because it just puts me in a might as well just put me into coma or something like that because I get so like look the room moves but I don't type fog or whatever you want to call it. Jerry's last set of which was just this Friday. Jerry's last set of MRI and nuclear bone scan shows no change, which was the same thing back in December before she got onto this new chemo. But there was no change in her kidney cancer issue. So basically, the doctor had talked to Jerry before she went on this new chemo to ask her, "Do you really want to go into chemo?" And Jerry was like, "Yes, let me take the chemo when the next set of scans come. If anything hasn't changed, she's gonna basically stop taking chemo." So as of Friday, she stopped taking chemo. Here we are, 48 hours later, and she does have some minor pain, mostly in her tailbone, um, which there is no issue down there. It's just probably sitting for too long. So she can basically say that she's off the chemo, and the doctor basically said, "Okay, that's fine. It's just if you start feeling any pain or any issues in the areas that have problems, get back on the chemo or come back to see him and see what's going on." So that's a yay for us. So I mean, things are going nicely. Actually, chemo the the only downside I'm having with the not chemo, excuse me, the only downside I'm having with the gabapentin is that if I take it in the morning, I'm like in a dense fog and become useless the whole day. So the doctor basically said, just take it at night, you know. But the thing was, is we were surprised. Me and Jerry were surprised, is because Jerry has never had the gabapentin in a large dosage. I'm on basically 300 milligrams per dose, and I'm supposed to take 3 doses a day. And I'm like, I took 1 dose the night before. I took another dose in the morning time, and I felt like, and I said, nope, nope, I'm only taking one. And then Jerry looked up my milligrams and went, what the hell, you know? So I'm only taking the 1 dose, 300 milligrams at night, which I can tell you this much. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning time, I'm just like, extra thick, extra strong coffee with whip, you know. It's like give me a caffeine drip with a side of butterscotch or something like that. Um, I do have lidocaine cream. Um, so at times when the nerves are really like firing and hurting like crazy, I have Joanne put some lidocaine cream on my shoulder and sometimes my lower back. Um, like I said, the gabapentin at nighttime helps. I can't take it any other time of the day. Otherwise, I'm just zombified. But yeah, the lidocaine between the lidocaine during the daytime, if my shoulder hurts, the gabapentin at night, and the doctor didn't say anything about taking anything else. I haven't taken anything else because for the most part, unless I'm doing like a lot of heavy lifting or housework, that's when I need it the most. But otherwise, I'm fine. You know, I can feel in my lower right, actually lower left today, my lower left side of my spine. It's not like pinched, but it's tingly. So it's I can tell that there's like, hey dude, don't do too much bending today. So otherwise I'm good. Um, so some people don't. Some people the cream isn't good because their body doesn't absorb it, or something with their body is just like no, no. Um, Actually, I was going to look in my book today to see if there's any kind of ointment or anything like that I can whip together, but I don't know. Right now, I'm just it's like I can tell I have a little bit of pain, but it's not annoying, or it's like one of those hey, we're still here type deals. Um, yeah, I have I have lidocaine basically is what I have. Um, I also have, if I can find it, I might be out of it, is Icy Hot. Icy Hot I loved because that worked like tremendously. But I was using that way too much, so I think maybe, I'm good. But my pain levels, I think part of my pain levels depends on how I sleep. Because I noticed that if I sleep too much on my right, when I wake up, it hurts. If I spend too much time on my left, it may not hurt as badly as the right. But I think what I need, um, mostly because between bronchial issues and sinus issues and whatnot, I think I need one of those Craftmatic adjustable beds. Um, but we'll see. I found out. Yeah, I was supposed to go see an orthopedic person Thursday, which wouldn't have been good anyhow because Jerry had her appointments. But I found out what it was for, and I was like, I'm not having a problem with my feet. I'm not gonna go driving all the way 2.5 hours away from my house to go see an orthopedic. No. So I canceled that appointment because I was like, no. My wife's got appointments. She needs me here. We don't really have a second car right now because mom's car needs a new battery. And right now we can't afford that. So it's like she's not driving it. We were talking about giving the car, mom's car, to her friend, but I want to get a new battery for the car before I do that. Somehow her friend got some bad information and got mad because she thought we weren't going to give her the car when we said we were. And mom's talked to her since, so it's like, don't listen to anybody else. If it don't come from us directly, don't pay attention to those people. But yeah, it's supposed to be for my they're not really fallen arches, but they're not exactly in the right like arch. They're not arched enough or something like that, which I'm like, I grew up with my feet all my life and I've never had any major issues unless I wear the wrong footing or foot gear. Now that I know what kind of foot gear I'm supposed to be wearing and arch support inside the shoe, because not all, I mean, if I were to get the right kind of shoe that the doctor prescribed, that's like a $250 shoe, and I'm like, that's not even a Jordan or anything like that. That's just a specialized orthopedic shoe. I'm not gonna wear that. I'll just buy the cheap inserts. So. The problem with sleeping for me sleeping in the fetal position is because of my breathing. Because I have seasonal bronchitis, which causes seasonal allergies. If I don't sleep a certain way, according to my one doctor, I have, or they think I have sleep apnea, but my insurance company won't cover the testing for it. Not enough information, basically. So if I sleep in the wrong position, let's say like sometimes in the middle of the night, my body twists, like my lower body will be one direction, my upper body will be another direction, which is probably why I have back problems. But it causes my sinuses to clog up, and then it causes me to snore. And then every so often while I'm snoring, I stop breathing. And that was my doctor's fear when I went in for my colonoscopy. Hot shower or bath? Well, I'm used to those. I'm sorry. I do not use a CPAP machine because like I said, the testing that I was supposed to take, I could not take because of my insurance not covering it. So I don't know if I need a CPAP machine or not. Most of the time, I try to clean out my sinuses before I go to sleep. And, well, since I'm still here, I guess I haven't, like, totally stopped breathing. But I think that's what causes my sinus issues. Or not my sinus issues, my breathing issues at night. We have not decided if we're going to use a moving company or not. I said that we should. Mom agrees with me. Jerry's kind of like on the fence. But I said, look, between my back disabilities and whatnot, plus her disabilities, I think we need somebody to do it for us because we don't know anybody in Colorado. So it's not like we can go to the college or, to the church and say, hey, can you guys help us pack up an RV? Or not an RV, excuse me, a moving van. A U-Haul is what I meant to say. So, well, I think what it was is the doctor who examined me, or basically, how do you put this? A RN or a tech basically examined me and whatnot, and then I got to sit down and talk to a doctor via telecom, and I think my insurance did not approve of that, and that's why they said inconclusive information. That's the paperwork I got back. But yeah, you know, it's one of the reasons I keep on saying universal medication. I'm sorry, Europe, most of the world except for America has universal medication, and they're very thorough people. The only thing that sucks that I can remember of from Germany, because my landlady was on, Germany had back in the 80s universal Medicare medical system, and the only problem that she said that she ever had was just the wait to go see a doctor, unless it was an emergency. Um, where was I? Yeah, they did while I was basically under the anesthesia and whatnot during the colonoscopy. They had to they had to resuscitate me because I had stopped breathing once or twice. And when I came to, they basically told me I should go see a doctor for sleep apnea. And like I said, I didn't see a doctor face to face. I saw a doctor via a telescreen or whatever you want to call it. And that's when the medical insurance said not accurate, not enough information. Which I kind of figured. I was like, nah. I don't like. I don't really like talking to like mainstream medical doctors via a telephone or a computer screen or whatever you want to call it. Because I personally think, medical doctors should be like on hand. But the thing was like, well, you can either come to the place here in Rolla and talk to the person over a computer, or you can go all the way to St. Louis and talk to this person in person, face to face. And I just kind of went, I don't want to drive to St. Louis to see it, But anyhow, um, yeah, I know. But like I said, Simone, my insurance is screwy about it. I actually want to see. I'm actually thinking about trying to see through the Medicaid directory if they have anybody that deals with, sleep apnea. That's not 2 hours away. Well, Becky, yeah, I know moving companies are expensive. That's why we're trying to, you know, find a way to do it without, arm and a leg. No, we haven't decided who we're gonna hire, how we're gonna do it, because yeah, college kids is like, hey, come down, help me pack up a U-Haul, and you get beer and pizza, maybe a sample of mead, because I usually don't have beer in my house. It's mead or some other form of alcohol. I'm not a beer drinker. Um, um, I haven't been able to read a lot of comments off of a live, or after a live, I should say. But I I've been so busy the last 2 weeks, or especially since last weekend, that um because I mean, this past week I wanted to do a live on Wednesday, but got so busy with other things that I forgot about it. By the time I remembered I wanted to do it, it was like 10 p.m. at night. I'm like, I'm not gonna do a live at 10 p.m. at night. I need to go to sleep. Everybody else is probably asleep. What's the you know um well, yeah, maybe they could, but I'm not gonna ask them because there's some issues going on between them and us, and I'm, or at least me. I don't know about Jerry, but I'm just, I have the time to read the comments and whatnot. And just sometimes it's like, do I want to read those comments and get upset because somebody said the wrong thing or I took it the wrong way? So it's one of those like, ah. All right, I'll have to go check them out. JD. All right, I really don't want to talk about CC. I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to spoil something or anything like that, but it's one of those things where CC is really she's supposed to be here for Jerry, but sometimes I think CC is here for herself more than anything else. That's my personal take because just the way things have been going on lately. I mean, like I said, maybe it's me. Maybe it's all the things that I see that need to be done. And because of the way I was raised, it was like if you want it done right, you do it yourself. So it's not like a right or wrong. It's more like I don't want to get upset at other people for doing it their way instead of my way because, like I tell Jerry all the time, we're individual people. We have our own different ways of dealing or tackling with a situation. So I prefer not to ask for help unless I know I need to help. And cleaning up my house, like I said, I have a chore list, and each day there's basically Monday through Saturday. There's a set group of things I need to do, and usually I have everything done by Friday. So Saturday is basically like, okay, I need to deep clean this room, or I need to deep clean my sink or whatever, that needs a hardcore cleaning. Because most of the week is just basically maintenance, while Saturday is a hardcore clean, or 1 week out of the month I hardcore clean every room, and Saturday is just like, oh, I forgot to do this, or I missed this, or you know, or what can me and Jerry do around the house? Because my other thing is having a third party trying to do stuff that is for me and my wife, and that third party doesn't do it exactly the way either one of us would want it done. They just go in there and do it their way. I have issues with that. And like I said, the way my father brought me up was if you want something done right, you do it yourself. Otherwise, you just thank the person and either go in when the person's not around and do it, fix it up your way, or just leave it as is. Um, well, hey, you know what? I used to be a night owl too until I got married or had jobs that are during the daytime. Um, JD, I've never been upset by anything you said. I might have been confused a couple times, but that's just my brain. Questions are good. Okay. Um, my personal take is she is just someone to hang out with. Well, that's basically what it's been lately. Um, well, it's not it. I can't say that I'm not happy with her. I just sometimes it's like if you could do this, this, and this for Jerry, I can focus on stuff for the house, or I can spend a little bit more time focused on myself when she's here during the daytime. Um, it's just there's been a lot of things as of late, and I don't know if it's Cece, I don't know if it's Jerry, I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's that time of the month, whatever. But there are times where she just seems to be here to um, use our machines for her laundry, or things that usually don't matter to me, because it's like, hey, as long as I can get my laundry done without being disturbed or anything like that, I don't care. But then there's the just eating while she's here, and I'm like, I don't know anymore. But right now, I am just biding time, because I know once we get to Colorado, um, Cece won't be around, and hopefully, according to the information me and Jerry read, um, I can go and get a test done and start getting paid to basically be Jenny Hand's at home caretaker, where I don't have to worry about a job outside the house. Which part of me is like, that would be nice, but other parts of me is like, as long as Jerry understands that once in a while, like maybe once a week, once every other week, I'm gonna need to get out of the house just to get away from things, to just recalibrate. Go to one of the national parks, or one of the go to a wooded area, park my hopefully pickup truck, or hopefully my van can handle the terrain, and just relax, listen to sounds of the natural sounds of nature, and just you know let it go. you know um, let's see here. I would want to one aide with lots of energy and a big heart. Good one would volunteer and hang out on her spare time. Well, yeah. Um, I like I said, I have no say in the situation. I mean, it's between Jerry, CC, and CC's company, but I've voiced my opinions, and I can't say what Jerry's been thinking, or whatnot, because that's between Jerry and CC. But I'm getting to the point where it's like, why do we have her? I forgot. You know. Let's see. Well, that's the thing is, I have my issues, you know, and yeah, maybe I should be voicing my issues a little bit more, um, buoyantly, or not buoyantly, more frivolous. I can't even think of the word, but yeah. I've voiced a lot of my opinions to Jerry, and Jerry's just like, well, yeah, I've been trying to get her to, I've been trying to correct the situation, blah blah blah. And I said, problem is, Jerry, you shouldn't have even let the situation happen in the first place. I mean, I love Jerry's heart and how like open she is, and giving, but the thing is, you got to draw the line somewhere, because I mean, come on, you don't live in this house, but you're gonna drink the last drop of coffee creamer, or you're gonna eat the last Twinkie, stuff like that. It's like Jerry is basically giving her the okay to come into the house and do as she pleases, like open up cabinets and pull out snacks, and open up boxes, and no. No. Um, yeah, Pam, you are correct. Um, the problem is, she's not even helping with that. She's not trying to clean up anything. She's not trying to do anything to help. You know, she'll do, like, if Jerry asks her to help her to rearrange the front room or rearrange her craft room, she might do that. But then she'll, like, bicker about it and, why do you have all this? What is this? And I'm like, don't even go there because I've already said that kind of stuff, and it doesn't phase Jerry. But I think she's starting to realize that if we're going to live in a smaller house, yeah, she's going to have to get rid of a lot more than she really wants to. Um, yeah, you're right there, JD. Like I said earlier, Amy, let's just put it this way. We've asked her to do a lot of different things just to help me with the upbeat and maintenance of the house. She does a half-ass job, and I end up having to clean up after her anyhow. So, yeah, why ask? The other thing I might be asking her pretty soon, but I doubt she'll do it, is to clean up her cigarette butts. They're all over my front porch, they're all over my back porch, they're all over my fucking carport. She's the only person that smokes outside. Mom smokes inside. That, and it's not even Mom's brand of cigarette. So, it's really, it really irks me. Yeah, JD. It's one of those things where it's like, when did my house become her house? She doesn't even live here. You know, it just drives me bonkers. But the thing is everything I say to anybody seems to go in one ear and out the other ear, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done. If it wasn't for this, that I need X amount of dollars, and it's not my house, I would have said, hey, bring in whoever wants to buy it. If they want to buy it for 225 to 250, I'll sign it. I'm just so ready to get out of here. Um, Sorry if I'm skipping over a bunch of you guys' comments because it's not that I don't want to read the comments. It's just um, it's one of those, like, I understand what you guys are saying about the whole situation. It's just there's not much I can do about it because it's really in Jerry's hands because Jerry's trying to dotted line for this person to be here, and I told Jerry like a month ago when things started to really get bad in my eyes that I'm just like, I wash my hands of the situation. I don't give a damn. I'm about ready to I'm about ready to yell at her for just the shit that she does. She complains about what I don't do in my own home. Like, I don't finish stuff. Bullshit, I'm cleaning up after her all the time. I'm cleaning up my whole house all the time. Just because she's not here to see it does not mean I am not doing it. Yet Jerry doesn't say anything in my defense. So I'm just like, I'm done. Um, well, Simone, I don't think it would matter. I really don't think it would matter because just the way she is. I mean, granted, she's in her 30s, I do believe, but she acts like a teenager. And I'm tired of, like I told Jerry, and I'm going to repeat this to you guys because I told Jerry this. One, I'm tired of being her taxi driver. I'm about ready to tell Cece that if she wants to go anywhere besides her home, I will pick her up. I will bring her here. I will take her back home, and that's it. I'm done running around with her. I'm not getting paid for it. You know, I have to pick up after her 9 times out of 10 because she leaves her coffee cups and trash and whatnot wherever she wants to. No, I should not. I should not be. I should not be picking up anything for anybody who does not live in this house. You're basically coming in here to work, not to act like you live here. Just because Jerry has given you certain freedoms does not mean you need. It does not mean you go above and beyond. Because that's. I mean, I told Jerry. I said I feel like I'm being used. She comes here. She washes her clothes in my washing machine and dryer. She comes here and eats our food. She belly aches about what she does not have. We have tried to show her how to do a budget, but she ignored it. Most of her money that I know about goes to things other than food. You know, it's practically once a week. She has me take her up to the shopping center on her way home to pick up stuff that I would never pick up because I don't drink beer, and what I drink is in the opposite direction at the liquor cabinet, and I ain't got the money to go. I ain't got the money to go out and buy a bottle of mead every other week. No. So I get a bottle and I try to make it stretch as long as possible. That, in fact, I found out. Oh, yeah, you shouldn't be drinking alcohol with this particular medicine. And I'm like, oh fuck, you know. So I've had a bottle of mead sitting in my closet. Only took 1 or 2 drinks out of it for a month, at least a month, a couple weeks. But you know, oh, I know I need to learn how to say no. But the thing is, it's like playing. It's like playing mommy off of daddy. I say certain things to her, and she goes and runs off to Jerry and flaps her gums, and Jerry says, her piece, and basically tells her to whatever. It's like nobody listens to me. No, she does not drink on the job. If she drank on the job, she'd be out the door. I no. Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh, I know, Pam. I know, but like I said, it's like playing daddy off of mommy. Daddy says, no, you can't do that, or do this, and then she runs off to Jerry and spends the rest of the day in Jerry's room doing her nails. Just like, but my backbone is so messed up lately, and I don't mean literally. I mean all around. I mean, I am. The combination of I'm done with the situations. I'm done with Rolla. I'm done with Missouri. I'm done with this house. Man, about the only nice thing about this house that I can think of right now is being able to sit in my living room and watch a bunch of deer run across the field. Well, that's the thing is, me and Jerry have talked. And Jerry's feeling the same way because Jerry's finding out about certain things that Jerry didn't know about. And this last weekend, this last weekend, especially yesterday, Friday, I should say, we told her to be ready for us to pick her up at a certain time because Jerry had a doctor's appointment and Jerry wanted her to push her around in her wheelchair. All right. She tells us that she is with her sister picking up some food from Grace or something like that. And at first I was like, oh God, here we go. So between her being late at her first appointment at the hospital and then her basically being late at the secondary place, Mercy, I had to be the one to push her around and whatnot. She was copying an attitude, sitting in her car and just basically being a royal little brat. we got home, and I said, okay, well, now you see some of the things that she's now doing. She's basically taking advantage of our good nature. We need to do something about that. Well, last couple times we talked about that, um, Jay's been like, I gotta finish up this letter to basically, try to straighten her out. I'm like, Jay, she's not gonna straighten out. How many times have we talked to her? It's like this. All this letter is gonna do is make her upset and confused, and just outright fire her. I don't need. I'm home all the time. We don't need her. And Jay's like, well, I don't want to be rude, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, you're not being rude. You're being you're being on. One, you're being honest. Two, you're basically, she doesn't. If she's not doing stuff, why is she here? Okay. 9 times out of 10, I'm the one doing. I'm the one doing all the service. And then Cece wants to tell me in the car, oh, I tried to tell her not to bug you and blah blah blah. I'm like, bullshit. I'm sorry. These walls are not that thick. Two, I know for a factor, because Jerry tells me at the end of the day, you know, she didn't want to do it, so I called you. I'm like, yeah, I figured as much. So I'm I'm at that point where it's like I know what my health issues are. I know what my problems are, and see, everybody in this house knows them. Even Cece knows it. So it's like Cece's not trying to step up to be there for me to take care to push Jerry around or to help Jerry out. So I'm doing all this stuff anyhow. So I'm like, I told Jerry. She keeps on calling me and bugging me and telling me all these different things, but she's not gonna fulfill what she tells me. Like she'll call me, she'll send me a text message going, "I'll be ready at 10." I'm there at 10. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Next thing I know, it's like 10:45, 11 o'clock. Like she's finally getting into the car, and then she wants to apologize to me, and I'm like, no, no. I'm sorry, I gotta catch up with you guys' comments. Well, that's my next thing I'm gonna do, Pam, because I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna give her. I'm just gonna see what happens Monday. Um, yeah, I'm about ready to with both Cece and Jerry because this particular situation has got me so like, why the fuck why am I waking up when I don't want to wake up to go pick her up, and she makes me wait in my car, and if it's a cold day, wasting gas to keep my car warm, to bring her here to do what? Nothing. So I'm just like, nope, nope. Because I'm finally at that point where I'm gonna wake up. I don't care what time I wake up because we have a 9:30 a.m. alarm to wake us up to take meds because we try to keep on a schedule. But I get tomorrow. I'll wake up at 9:30, take my meds, and if she texts me, I'll be like, wrong person. Text Jerry again. Well, I can't get through to her. She doesn't listen. She doesn't watch. Answer her text one night. I'm like, yeah, because she's still sleeping, or she fell back to sleep after her taking her meds. I'm not the taxi cab no more. I'm not being a middle person. I'm not being a third person. You know. I'm. I can't. Physically, I could. Psychologically, it's becoming a burden. And what am I getting out of it? She's not paying the gas. That comes out of my pocket. Once in a blue moon, she gets me a freaking zebra roll, which is one of my favorite little snack cakes. But the thing is, that's not helping out my gas tank. I got plenty of food in my house. If I want to eat something, I'll go home and eat. Um, so it's like, why the fuck? Then she wants. Then she'll get out in the car to go home, and she'll ask me to take her to Walmart or to a friend's house to get something or wherever it is. I come back home and I find out that she didn't talk to Jerry first. She just came right outside and like told me. I'm like, I gotta start saying no. Because one, I ain't getting no gas money in it. It's still coming out of my pocket. Two, what benefit? What kind? Is it benefiting me in any way, shape, or form? No. So, why the fuck am I doing it? Literally, why the fuck am I doing it? And I'm like, yeah, she has no benefits. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, with all, stop picking her up. I just might, Pam. I just might roll over and go, no, I ain't coming to get you. Talk to Jerry. Because I haven't, according to the paperwork, according to the contract we have with the company that she works for, Jerry did hire her, but my name's not on the paperwork. According to the paperwork I read, or the things I was told, was she is not responsible to clean up after me. So basically, she's not responsible for cleaning up the common areas. She's not responsible for doing the dishes. She's not responsible for washing my clothes. She's only responsible for taking care of Jerry's clothes and whatever Jerry needs. She's not even responsible to basically change the bed, but she goes out of her way to do that every so often. But I'm like, when did I get involved with this shit? You know? And I'm like, you know, first off, the whole deal about her getting mad at me for not doing something or not finishing something is bullshit because, like, who's finishing what? You leave your fucking dishes everywhere. If anybody has any right to be mad, it's me because of the fact that I'm cleaning up after your dumbass. You know? So, I mean, when Jenny Ann told me that she was mad at me because I was supposedly not doing my fair share of work, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You know? I don't know what the name of that agency is. I can find out real quick tomorrow. You know, I drive by it a lot. Yes, I know I'm allowing this to happen, and I'm like, no, no. I'm gonna have a talk with Jerry about it. Well, there she is. She's online. But yeah, I just this. Well, you're on here, Jerry. So no, I know, Pam. I just this whole situation with Cece is gotten out of hand in my mind, and I don't really. I mean, I guess I could be the one to tell her to get out, to tell her to get lost because I'm just tired of the freeloading. I'm tired of her getting all pissy at us for stuff that I supposedly don't do. Um, I am getting mad at the fact that she just, even when Jerry is active, she'll find time to disappear to talk to people on her phone while at work, which I don't think is good. Um, her basically just doing whatever she damn well wants. Just like, no. And then, sorry, Jerry, but I'm going to throw you under a bus real quick. Jerry's telling me that I should tell her what to do. I'm like, according to the contract, she doesn't answer to me. I'm just another body in the house when it comes to that. And I'm just like, I love my wife to death. I just wish she'd be more verbal with Cece. Because, I mean, what's been going on for the last, I'm going to say, month is uncalled for. It's any other job, any other, business would fire her. Um, so it's, you know, I'm sorry. You know, I mean, like, how much longer is this going to go on before either I snap, and God forbid if I snap, um, but postponing or prolonging the issue is not good for any of us. I mean, it's not good for my mental health. Um, it's not good for our financial, you know, aspects. You know, and I know the company pays her, but in the long run, all the gas that I use on CC plus, you know, the money that basically we fork out for food that just gets eaten by other people. Um, what do I need help with, Jerry? Um, get her in order. This whole bit where she can come in here and do her laundry whenever, or drink half a cup of coffee and leave the other half sitting wherever she puts it. Um, well, it's either I need to get rid of Cece or Cece needs to start being a professional caregiver. Because what I'm seeing right now is not a professional caregiver. It's somebody who thinks that she lives in this house and does whatever she wants. Um, it's not that I don't have a problem saying no. But in this situation, it's not my job to say no. I mean, yeah, 88 people agree with me. You know, if she's not going to do her job as a caregiver, she has nothing to do here. There's no reason for her to be here. I mean, well, I've said that several times that I don't want to go pick her up. But I ended up going picking her up anyhow because, I'm sorry, Jerry, I get a song and dance for one reason or another. I never say no because the fact that I thought she talked to you and you okayed it. Well, Pam, you know what? I would love to do that. I would rather, the thing is she has this annoying habit of basically if she can't get a hold of Jerry Ann right away when she wants Jerry Ann to answer the phone, she'll text me. And that annoys the crap out of me because as far as I'm concerned, she has no reason to text me one bit. If she can't get a hold of Jerry, that ain't my problem. I'm not the middleman. If I'm gonna be the middleman, then I'm gonna act like the middleman that I feel my wife needs. You know, yeah, do not respond. I almost feel like blocking her from incoming calls because I just ain't my job. Ain't my job to pick her up. Ain't my job to run around town. You know, ain't even my job to tell her what to do around in this house. Well, if you no longer speak to me towards her requests, then she needs to realize that her requests are going to be no, because I just don't feel it's my responsibility to drive her around. You know, um, I just I kind of worried about things in the beginning when I found out she didn't have a vehicle of her own, and that's why I was picking her up. But then she started stretching it out to basically, instead of taking her, picking her up and taking her home, it was like, can you run me to this? Can you run me to that? And I just kind of went, why? How do you get around how are you getting around before I came around? I don't know. Oh, Rachel, I know she's using those. But I don't know, Simone, and I'm not worried about it. Because yeah, it should have been the first red flag was that she didn't have a vehicle of her own. Her husband gets to and from work easily. He walks. He was walking to his job, and his job is just up the corner from where they live. And he was walking in freezing rain and snow and bitter cold air. I'm already doing everything by myself, Jerry. What am I not doing that she does? That's the thing is I don't understand that. That in fact, why should I have to pick up after her? I mean, let's be real, Jerry. Let's be real. I did not want to take this out and start talking to you on the net. Okay, well, all right, then she needs to start using those other people. Oh boy. How long is this? How long have I been on? Oh, an hour and a half. I was afraid that this is going to be a fight tonight. Yeah. I didn't figure you came on here for this either, Jerry. But this has been the topic of the day because I am so frustrated with a lot of things that have been going on lately. And unfortunately, 90% of them are basically because of her. So, I'm not going to stop doing anything. I cannot stop doing anything for Jerry because Jerry's my wife. But the thing is, I have to draw a line somewhere with people who just don't live in my house and come in here and act like everything's hunky dory and they can do what they please. Um, I already told Jerry once before, a couple months ago, that I feel like I'm ready to do everything because I feel like I'm already doing everything that not only am I supposed to do, but I thought Cece was supposed to be doing. Um, thinks the same thing. What? This is my house, not hers. And I do more than she does, so I don't want to hear it. You know, I'm not what? I'm not what? She don't do any of my work. That right there is bullshit because she does not do any of my work. I usually just stay in here when Cece's here because I don't want to be in her way, and I don't want her in my way. So it's like one of those. I'm gonna sit back and let Cece do whatever. But I think I need to be more active in the rest of my house when she's here, because I don't know what I've gotten to the point where it's like I just don't care anymore. No, she doesn't treat me like a doormat. Cece does. That's fine. We don't have to have this argument. And I thank you guys for supporting me and whatnot. But it's not you guys. I appreciate the support and all that, but not only do I have somebody who doesn't spend as much time in this house, thinking that she's got everything down pat, but I've got a person that comes in this house, doesn't live here, and acts like everything is hers to do as she pleases. And that's my point. I have a non-resident coming into my house, doing as they please. My wife is not trying to control her or get her to do stuff for her. She just lets it be. You know, it is what it is, and there's not much else I can do about it. Yeah, I know. I don't need this anxiety or stress either. But when you can't get other people to see what you see and what you can figure out just because of the fact that the evidence is out there, evidence is right there in your face, that's fine. You know, what I'll, there's certain things I just, Yeah, Sheila, I should. Besides that, it's almost a 2 hour video, and it's not that I want to get off. It's just I am, you know, yeah, I might have to just go off and do something myself. Anyhow, sorry that you guys had to get in the middle of this argument. I was just trying to clear my head and vent and get stuff off my shoulders. But there's always somebody out there who wants to just cram it right back down into the bottle. So I will see you guys later. Bye.